Hello, my dear moths. Well, it's time for the Avery rugs. First, I want to go over the wool that I used, and I'll just show you some of it. The first is the Teardrop rugs, and that was a very old white blanket. I hope my lighting is good. This was the edging. It was a white blanket. And so I dyed it into all different shades of green. These are the only ones that I have left that everything else is cut for the kids. But I had 4 or 5 colors. And I don't have very many of the Avery rugs with this wool. 2 are spoken for, and I only have a few after that. But I did make the other rug with the dark green, and the dark green is from this plaid blanket. Isn't that beautiful? And you can see where I cut some pennies, but it's that color on that side, and it's plaid on this side. It was beautiful. It had fringes. It really hurt to tear that piece off, but I'll take it up to the camera and show you. It's beautiful wool, very nice to stitch, and it's one of the very old blankets that I don't think they used it for most of the plaid blankets with the fringes on. They were used for car blankets because the heaters were not good in the cars and things. And so they, all the old cars had blankets. Now, this is the Avery's favorite. And this again was an old blanket, but that's the edging. And it's navy. It's really, really nice wool. You can see it. The thing with, and I didn't dye this. This is the original color of the blanket. The thing with navy and black old blankets, if you can find them for a reasonable price, grab them because they're very, very scarce. This was another blanket that I used as is. I didn't dye it because it was just too perfect. That's the edging. And this is some of the pennies. And I'll put it up close to you. My camera's not showing the colors good, so I'm hoping that it will, because I'm not doing this twice. Okay, those are the blankets. All nice, very, very old blankets. And it took me quite a while to dye that white blanket. I just couldn't get the green right, couldn't get the shades to go right. Now, the post that I put on this morning had the penny rug with the teardrops, and it was an octagon rug. And I thought this was so interesting. While I was looking for something else, which is always the way, I found something. First, the Avery rugs were 2016 here that I sold the kit. This is the actual piece that I put in when I sold the kit. It was early style penny rugs there. Avery's Teardrop, designed by C, 2016. I also have a full playlist of the instructions, and I believe I included that in the kits when I did it. So those videos were 9 years ago. Where did the time go? But anyway, the one that I showed you on the post, it was Teardrops of Yesterday. And at that time, I didn't have a website, and I don't think I was selling on Etsy yet. I don't know. But anyway, this is a printout of my mailing list that I had back then. And apparently, back then, that would have been before I joined Chit Chats, because I talk about the Canada Post strike in here and about shipping. I joined them in 2017, so it would have been around the same time as the Avery rugs, between 2016 and 17. The price of that kit that I showed was $89, and I didn't charge shipping on that back then because of the Canada Post strike, but that's the prices that I used way back then. I really haven't changed my prices that much. I have, I don't remember how much the Avery kits, I think probably they would have been $68 or $78 back in 2016. So you're getting old wool. You're getting, how many years was that back? And the prices are pretty much still the same. And they're still the old looking rugs. So that's exactly where I am with my rugs here. I don't charge for, I never did really. I never charged for the time or for the materials. I didn't do a list like you're supposed to do and whatever. I just picked numbers out of the air, and for some reason I'm partial to eights. It was either 48 or 68 or 78 or 89. So I don't know. I'm just hoping that my wool goes very fast so I can stop making kits, because I can't really sell the wool. I just can't sell the blankets as they are. They're just too important to me. It would break my heart to sell them. And then once my wool is gone, I just want to teach and design. So in your kit, this is Avery's favorite. This is the dark blanket. This is the other blanket that I didn't dye. Then the rest of those I did dye. The string, and of course I showed you the befores, the Avery kits that were stitched, and you'll notice how the string tones the rug down so much. So always my thought is, if it looks good without the stitches, it will look really, really good with the stitches. So you have the string, and there's lots there. You have the cut pennies, and they go in the rows. This is the first penny, and all of the other ones. And I do have extras, second row, first row, and oh, I need to explain this part. Last row. Let's see, where is the last row? Okay, on the last row, you have package 1 and package 2. That means that there's 2 different shades. If you can see that, I'll put that up. You notice there's this shade, and then there's these shades. And I'll keep going. And they alternate. Whoops. They alternate. They're very slight, but you would alternate your last row with these 2 packages. One from one package, and then you'd put one from another package. And that just sort of tones it down a bit. It just takes away the one of everything that's the same color. And of course, you're using all the different colors in the kit. Now, actually, I glued this together. Now, for the backing, this is from an old quilt. It was a backing from an old quilt, and I thought it was really nice because it has the little flowers in it. Now, also, when you get your kit, it's going to be large like this. And they are aged. I certainly hope this color is good because it doesn't look good on my phone. It's aged, and there are little different spots in it, nothing too much. But once you cut the edges off, you have all of these corners. And I thought that would look really nice. I mean, you can find something to do with that, but wouldn't that look nice for a pincushion? It's so old and really nice, thin. And you do need thin backing for these because you're going to do a fold over technique, which means there's absolutely no stitching in this binding. It's on the videos, and it's just a really neat way to do it. Now I'm going to see if I can remove one of these. Oh yeah, it comes off really good. I really like that white glue. Nothing on there of glue, but what you do in the video, and I do show two. I show where it's folded under, but I really don't think you need to do that. What you do is you fold this down and you can't see it. You're going to stitch your pennies around after you fold this down. It will show this in the video. But this is something I want to mention. The only problem with that is you have a piece here that's not attached. So you need to go in, and because your pennies will attach here with your thread, because you put your pennies on and then you stitch your last row. But here you need to just tack that little piece so it's not open. So you just need to tack that. And you can tack that when you stitch your pennies. You just put your needle through and then just give it a little tack, and then bring your thread out and knot it off. So that is this one. And if anyone would want this one that's all done and you just stitch it, just let me know. I think that's all I have to say about that one. Where is that penny? I'll put that there. Now we'll go on to the teardrops. And I do want to mention that when you have your fabric, it's going to be ironed. And I should have kept that out. Where is that? Okay. Your fabric's going to be ironed in the fours. Your center, first, your center that's in your kit, mark center, that goes in the fold. And that's where you start. I show that in the video, but I just wanted to mention that here. So that's where you start, and then you lay them out. And that's shown in the video. It's very good videos. The one thing that I noticed about those videos, I hadn't watched them. I mean, that's 9 years ago. The one thing I noticed is my hands got very old. But that's what happens in 10 years, I guess. Okay, let's go to the teardrops. And there are a couple things that I want to tell you about that. Now, yes, I should tell you about this. The teardrops don't have this fabric. It's only the favorite, Avery's favorite. But I may need to substitute depending on how many, because I do have quite a few of the favorites. but I may need to substitute this plain fabric. I'm pretty sure that my lighting isn't good. I may need to substitute that for some of them, because when I age dyed my fabric, I washed it beforehand, but apparently some of the stains didn't come out and they are like that. I mean, I like that. That just shows that the rug is old. I mean, someone sees that, they'll think, oh, that rug must be old. Look at that. And you can tell that the fabric's old. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that some of the favorites may not have this, although I do have the whole back of the quilt, but there's some places that, unless you specifically say you don't mind, I wouldn't send it to you. Okay, now we are doing Avery's Teardrop. Oh. And I didn't glue these. I just had them laid out. Let's see. This is Avery's Teardrop. Now, the first thing I wanted to mention is about the teardrops. How do you cut a teardrop? Well, the first thing is, this is a teardrop, and these are all pre-cut. It only took me a day or a little bit more than that. It took me 3 days to iron, so I'm good with that. So the first thing you do is your bottom piece is the same size as the largest penny. Make sure, because they have to fit in. The next thing is your next size penny, which goes here. Now, you can have a choice. I mean, it's really up to you. You can take your penny and you can go like that and have it down here and have a small penny, which is what I did on the original Avery rugs. I'll show you it. See, that's the original that I did. And it stops here. So you find your center and you take your ruler and you go like that. With this one, I wanted a longer one. I wanted the rugs to be a little bit different than the original, because right now Avery's a lot different than he was when these were made. Avery was, I think, probably 4 years old. He wasn't going to school. He loved playing with my pennies. He liked to choose the colors, and with these, Avery chose the colors. Avery's favorite was the colors of his favorite that I had pennies. So he picked the colors, and then I designed the rug. With the teardrop, he didn't like those too much. He doesn't, it's not bright colors, of course. He was 4 years old. But I got him to choose. I put it in different ways, and I said, do you like this one? He said, no, Nanny, I don't like that one. I said, what don't you like? And he'd say, well, I don't like that color, or I don't like that. And that's how we designed this one, 4 years old. So that's how you do a teardrop. Now, if you're doing a 2-inch, that makes a very large teardrop. So I would suggest you of course, you have to do a 2-inch here, and then you would do another one here. So you can make a fat teardrop. You can make a long teardrop. It's personal choice. A 2-inch would probably need a longer teardrop. So that's how you do teardrops. Okay, so this one, and of course the string is the same. I want to go over a couple things. Do I have that in focus? Yes. When you put the pennies in, be careful that you don't put them sideways. They can easily go sideways, like that. You want them all standing up straight, except when you come to the end. When you come to the end, Be careful, like if you put them straight like that, it's a big gap here. So you want to just turn that one just a little bit. So you have your 3 for your edge. And you certainly can do your pennies before you do your top penny. I don't know if I showed that in the video. I didn't really watch all of my videos. You can certainly stitch your penny first out of the packages. Just take your packages and stitch your center penny, and then stitch that larger penny on. But the main thing is, do not attach these without cutting, and I don't have it here, I don't think, but I show the masking tape, the way you would put your masking tape on the fabric, and then you would use 2 strips of masking tape, because it's 1/2-inch tape that you would need, and that gives you the center. What you're looking for is, because this is an open penny, you're trying to have your base right here. You don't want it up here. So 1/2-inch is what you would fold over. I'll get this one. That's the width of your tape, so you're folding over the width of your tape. As I say in the video, there's 2 ways to do it. You can fold that under if you want to, but it's really not necessary, and that hides, and it doesn't fray because your penny is going to be stitched here. So it's really a neat way to do a backing with an open edge with hardly any work. But the only thing that you have to remember is, you do not do anything with this last row until that is finished, until it's cut and turned under. And do remember to keep those straight. Now, I had shown, I'm going to get this over here. I had shown 2 versions, and it's the one with the plaid, using the plaid blankets. And so this is the plaid one. I hope that you can see it. I'm going to adjust the photos. If the video doesn't turn out that the lighting is good, I'll adjust the photos so that on my computer it shows the exact photos, and when I list them, the photo will be as close as possible to the original colors. But with this one, it has the plaid blanket, and I've turned it to the back side. Now, the thing is, you can change the color of that. Have you see it? The front side. Some of these even have plaid on them. Where are some of them? Not that one. This one has plaid. So, I mean, when you get your pennies, just check it out. Maybe you want that little bit of color in there from the plaids. They're not everywhere. Whoops. There's one. But some of them have that different color. It's the greens in the plaids. So that is that one. Now, I will have a few of those kits in case someone decides, well, I do like that. I know some of you did like that. So I'll have some of those on, and they'll be the plaid. I'll have plaid in the title, Avery's Plaid Teardrop, or something like that. Everything comes with thread. Everything comes with a backing. These are all cut. So it's just like the old days. Open your package, thread your needle, and you're ready to go. So I think I've covered everything. The other piece of wool that I used was, this is the one in Avery's Teardrop. the pinkish rosy colored one. This is so nice. It's very thin. It stitches beautifully. I think I had that pulled. It's a blanket. And I think I pulled it to do Christmas stockings, those ones with the kitties, all the kitties. And I didn't use it. But it's like a rusty rose color. It's really nice. Okay, well, I think I've gone over everything. I think so. So I will go up right away and start the video. Usually takes, I don't know how long this is going to be, probably close to an hour before it uploads because it's 4K. So, and then I will list. I can't list until after the video because I put the video in the listing. So yeah, I think that's everything. Okay, well, I hope you enjoy Avery's two rugs, Avery's Teardrop and Avery's Favorite. He is such a wonderful young man. He's in French immersion, and so his homeroom teachers, he has to speak French in all his classes. And his teacher says he's developed quite a unique French accent. He loves French immersion. He enjoys it. And so thank you for watching and happy stitching.